Imagine this. After many long months, your big project is finally done. Your boss asks you to put together a presentation to explain your project. You say, okay, that shouldn't be difficult. After all, you have spent so much time on this. But as you are making your presentation, you realize one thing. How to turn this into this. Now, don't worry. Today, we will learn how we can communicate with numbers. This way, your presentation's takeaway message will get through to your audiences. But first, keep this important idea in mind. The message of the chart is central. This means that your presentation's takeaway message should be your top consideration when communicating with charts and tables. Don't say things like, I'm going to spend a few minutes going through the numbers, or let me give you some background by running through the numbers. In short, in a short presentation, no one is going to care or pay attention to your numbers. What they really want to know is the message of your presentation or project. So, when you design charts, you have to make them effective. This means conveying complex numbers in simple styles. A well-designed chart can express strong messages and leave a lasting visual impression. Good charts do not just describe or inform. Instead, they explain important business ideas or relationships. And when a chart is presented properly, readers will then be drawn into your presentation immediately. Information also flows to viewers clearly. Here are 5 tips for you to create effective charts. 1. Title descriptiveness. Titles should explain the primary point of a chart. They should be less than 10 words. Sometimes, subtitles may be used. Let's take a look at these 2 examples here. On the left, we have an example of a bad chart. The chart title is short and quite unhelpful. What does staff and service ratings mean? Whereas the right chart is more effective. It says improvement in staff and service ratings. Also, in the subtitle, in just 7 words, explains if the improvement was intentional or goal-based and how this improvement was better than their competitors. Secondly, focal points. Focal points draw readers' attention to the most important relationship and ideas. Let's take a look at these 2 examples. On the left, we have an example of a pie chart with a poor focal point. Readers don't know where they should be looking at. A tip for you is to avoid 3D charts like these, as the readers are often distracted by such formatting. Whereas on the right, we have a clear pie chart with a good focal point. Readers know immediately that the main point is the biggest portion on the pie chart. Thirdly, we have information sufficiency. This means that charts should contain enough information for readers to quickly understand what is being shown. How do we achieve this? Simple, by using clear labels and legends. Let's take a look at these 2 bar charts. On the left, we have a bar chart that doesn't quite say anything. Sure, we know that Prestigio is scoring slightly more than 3.9 for their dining ratings. But is this good or bad? Nobody knows. But on the right, we have a clear bar chart that tells us what these ratings mean. As seen from the note on the bottom, the chart explains that ratings are on a scale from 1, meaning poor, to 5, meaning excellent. So, we know that Prestigio is doing very well in terms of dining ratings here. Now, for my 4th tip, ease of processing. When we create charts, we often forget their basic purpose, which is to convey complicated information quickly. Readers should know the key idea in 10 to 15 seconds. Anything more than that, you might want to revise your charts. Now, let's take a look at 2 very different charts. On the left, we have a not so good chart. So many colors, so many bars, so many words. I don't know what I should focus on. On the right, I know straight away what the charts are trying to convey. I can choose to focus on room quality, cleanliness, or bad comfort, depending on what I'm keen on. Simplicity is indeed the king. Now, For my last tip, the takeaway message. Ask yourself, will my readers remember my intended main message in 2 hours? If your answer is no, you might want to relook your title, focal points, and other formatting to see how they can be combined to convey a lasting message. But you may be wondering, okay, so I know everything about charts now, but what about tables? When do I use tables? And that's a great question. Charts are better for key ideas because they are limited in the amount of information provided, whereas tables provide more data at more precision. So, if you need something that is better for comprehensiveness and precision, use tables. But when using tables, avoid excessive grid lines, poor labeling, and non-intended items. Let me show you a quick example here. Here, we have a less effective table. The many numbers make it difficult for readers to make comparisons quickly. Plus, with the lack of formatting, readers cannot process the information easily. Whereas here, we have a much neater table. Look at the indents, bolding, and parentheses of information. Readers can definitely see the important information faster here. And that's it. Now, you are masters at visualizing and presenting data. I look forward to seeing what you can present to me.